All right, so you've decided that you want to know what worked and what didn't work about your event. So rather than putting in the standard evaluation, kind of approach that says, yes, you're amazing and you can please pass this to your boss to make yourself look good, you actually want a strategy that will help you to determine to the degree to which you've achieved your objectives. So the first thing you want to do is you want to focus down and choose one of your goals. Okay, this is an activity, so I want you to actually do this. You might want to pause and play the video, or just play the video all the way through and then do it. But basically, I want you to choose one of your goals. Okay, choose an easy one, if I'm honest, because what we're going to do is we're going to think about what does success look like. Okay, and it's not always as simple as you would think. So if I was going to use an example goal, which I am, the example goal would be that people would get to know some new people by attending the community morning tea. Okay, so just for the reminder's sake, we've got a morning tea. And we want people to get to know new, that's important, people. The simple version is that we want them to make some new friends. Okay, now this is a tricky objective to chase, right? So we're saying that, yep, this morning tea provides the opportunity to develop new friendships. Now we don't have control, but we do have control over whether they have the opportunity. So we don't have control over whether or not they make friends, fall in love and get married and have children, but we do have control over whether they meet people, right? Whether they have an opportunity to chat, all that kind of stuff. So we've got this as our objective, that getting to know new people, okay? Now, what we need to do is we need to think about what success looks like, right? Now, getting to know new people, what are the ingredients of getting to know new people? Well, the fact is that we definitely need, without any doubt, we need to actually have some new people, right? So, for all of the complaining that people talk about when they say, oh, well, numbers that came to your event doesn't matter, it does, okay? Numbers. So there is no opportunity to meet new people if there's only one person in the room, right? And if you want everybody to meet someone and get to know someone who they might have something in common with, you're going to need to have a bunch. Now, I'm not saying that more is always better, okay? If you're trying to have an intimate luncheon, 20 might be the perfect number that you never want to go above, right? But numbers is an important component. What else is there? Look, if we had lots of people come through the door, but they only stayed for 3 minutes because the place smelled funny and they didn't want to talk to anyone, then we would have an issue, okay? So time spent. See how I'm visualizing, or here, how I'm visualizing what success looks like. Success looks like a lot of people turning up for starters, or the right number of people turning up for starters, but we also want them to stay. Okay? Now this is really, really important. Okay? If you want a big crowd, you need everybody to come and stay for a longer time. Otherwise you'll just have this constant dribble of people through your event. What's something else? We want them to talk to people that they don't know. Okay, now this is going to be important when you're planning your event. How do you create an event that encourages people to talk to people that they don't know? There is a way, there are a number of ways, but we want people to talk to those we don't know. What else have we got? Or maybe that they'd meet up after the event. So if we're talking about getting to know people, this is going to take more than your event, so maybe getting to meet people or meet up after would be a good outcome. This is our kind of, that's a big dream, but we can check. Another one that I think is often underrated is this idea of laughter, okay? Right, so laughter is, it's important. It says that they're having fun, right? And in a moment we're going to get to measuring these things and I'll show you how to do it. And maybe that they would actually work together. Okay. Right, so we've kind of described what success looks like. So we want people to get to know one another, right? We're going to have a morning tea and we're hoping to change really this is about friendship, about meeting one another. And we reckon if it's successful, lots of people will turn up. So it needs to be successful in the marketing phase so that people know about it. People will turn up, but not only that, they're going to stay. When they're there, they're going to talk to people that they don't know. They're not just going to cluster in groups of people that they know, because this is not about getting to know people they already know. This is about making new friends. And they're going to have fun, and maybe the indicator of that is laughter, right? But also, when you think about getting to know one another, and I'm thinking particularly guys, working together is another really good thing. You know, that this is actually a way to get to know people because you're working side by side. And that could just be, I don't know, putting the dishes away or various different things. And then the gold standard, the one that we reckon we're probably not going to achieve after one morning tea, but maybe after 10, is that they would meet up afterwards. Okay, now we need to ask ourselves a few questions to make sure that we don't miss something, that we haven't kind of got this wrong. So the first one is, if I have all of these things and nothing else, have I succeeded? So if I've got all of these things and I don't have anything else, have I succeeded? What's missing? And I think we're pretty good, but you need to go slowly and think about that idea of, have I described success accurately and in a way that arguably is measurable? And then apply the what if question. This is where you need a cynical person. So you want to ask questions like, okay, and we've got time spent, but what if everybody turned up and spent lots of time, maybe because they felt like they had to, but looked bored? Would that be okay? And we've got laughter here, so that kind of covers it. We've actually done an exceptional job, you and I. So, you know, but ask yourself the what if questions, okay? If everybody worked together, is that enough? Or is there something else that we're missing? So, you know, what if people spoke to those that they don't know, but fights broke out? You know, would that be okay? So that just help you to kind of expand your definition of what success looks like. All right. So this gives us the legs, or the hooks upon which we can start to evaluate, which we're going to look at in a moment, right? Because rather than just talking about this kind of nebulous, kind of almost meaningless idea of know new people, we've actually described what this looks like both at our event and afterwards. And this makes it much, much easier to evaluate whether we've achieved success, because we know what it looks like, we've defined it, okay? So what I want you to do before you move on is I want you to maybe use this approach, get out a big bit of paper, write down your easiest goal. Always start with the easiest goal when you're doing this kind of thing. Don't get caught up in the complicated one. Your easiest goal, you might want to give it a go on your own or with one of your teammates, is your easiest goal, and then think about, what does success look like in achieving that particular goal, okay? Write down lots of little things. What are the success markers? Now, chances are when you evaluate, you're only going to choose a few of these, but you never know, you might choose all of them. So write a big kind of mind map and capture what success looks like. Looking forward to seeing what you come up with.